resolve the dispute with a Chinese company, which has led to the seizure of 3 jets of the federal government by a French court. The minister stated that subnational actors like state governments should take it upon themselves to go into agreements or international arrangements without recourse to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the federal government. Tuga maintained that the current problem emanated from Ogun State under a different administration, which was entered without the federal government being aware. The court had ruled that Zhongshan Funcheng Industrial Investment should use Nigeria's jets at the Paris-Le Bourget and Basel-Mulhouse International Stream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, which issued the warning, said oil marketers and filling stations that hoard petrol and sell to black marketers in jerrycans would have their licenses withdrawn. Executive Director of Distribution Systems, Storage and Retailing Infrastructure, Obugo Ukoha, said retail petroleum stations should stop such actions, which he said pose serious safety concerns. On July 27, NNPCL spokesperson Olufemi Shoneye said the fuel scarcity witnessed in Abuja and Lagos was due to a hitch in the discharge operations of a couple of vessels. According to him, the company was working around the clock with all stakeholders to resolve the situation and restore normalcy in operations. Despite the promises, petrol scarcity has persisted in many northern states. The federal government has appealed to aviation unions to shelve their plans for a strike over the deduction of 50% of the internal revenue of aviation agencies. In a memo dated August 14, the unions comprising the National Union of Air Transport Employees, the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, the Association of Nigeria Aviation Professionals, the National Association of Aircraft Pilots and Engineers, and the Amalgamated Union of Public Corporation, Civil Service, Technical and Recreation Services Employees have threatened to withdraw their services. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, in a statement in Abuja, assured the unions and other stakeholders in the sector that President Bola Tinubu is concerned about the improvement of the aviation sector. The president, he said, will give their demands due consideration with the goal of finding a lasting solution that balances both the fiscal needs of the government and the operational requirements of the aviation agencies. A report from Oji River says an unknown number of students have been abducted by gunmen suspected by herdsmen that invaded the school on Wednesday evening. According to the report, a male student with the name withheld ran out of the bush to notify the people that the suspected kidnappers had kidnapped a number of students. The young man, whose whole body was full of blood as a result of machete cuts, confirmed that he was kidnapped alongside many other students of the school, but that he managed to escape.
The school of Earth, I'm
talking to you now. Everybody inside you. I'm the only surviving person. The school of Earth. My mom fashion. My wife, one.
Now school of Earth. School of Earth.
Who's on school of Earth? Close to main road.
Got report on a station. Got a station. When I report to go.
So I told you I hospital.
Ghana call you. Didn't happen. Ghana call you.
The ENUGU State Police Command has, however, dismissed the report as false and misleading. In an exclusive chat with Signature TV, the ENUGU State Police Public Relations Officer, Daniel Ndukwe, described the viral video to that effect as spurious and mischievous. He said a comprehensive statement will be released soon to clarify the situation, urging residents to remain calm and not be swayed by unverified information. The Chief Security Officer for Oji River Local Government Area, Onyinwoke Abia, earlier spoke to Signature TV on the incident via telephone.
It's a very unfortunate one, but we are actually on top of our game in making sure that the victims are released and that the perpetrators are caught red-handed. And it is the first time such a thing is happening in Oji River. and we never saw it coming because Ojo River is relatively a peaceful area. But then it happened when we never expected it, because we fought kidnapping and we held them to a halt before this one came up, this trend came up. But hopefully, any moment from now, the good news will be out, because we are not sleeping at all on this matter.
Now, let's take you back a bit. What is the security situation of the school itself? How secured is the school environment? Because we learned that the students were kidnapped from their school environment.
Okay, I think the immediate cause of the whole this present saga is the porous nature of the school. The school is not fenced, and the school borders a major forest in Ojo River, a federal forest reserve, and that forest reserve is annexed to the school, so there is no fence at all. So the porous nature added this thing, because the people that kidnapped didn't fly from heaven. They came out from the bush, and nobody saw it coming. So when they now took them, they took them back to the thick forest, and the forest, they didn't allow people to farm inside there or do anything. The only people that enters there are hunters, and no activity goes on in the forest, because the forest have been privatized according to the report we have. So that porous nature gave the criminal the impetus to come into the school and do whatever, because if that school was fenced, such a thing would not happen. And then the internal security they have in the school, old men with torchlight and nothing else, so they couldn't help. They couldn't even call. It was the student that called on us, and we started intervening. And the thing we did was to launch in tear gas into the thick forest and see if we can cause the discomfort of every living thing by the forest. And that's why we recorded the little progress we did that day, and we are continuing from that, because we have to engage the forest guard, the hunters, and everybody to launch into the forest. If the forest is a forest where people farm, it will help us, and we'll be getting news of this man pass here, the other man pass here. But in this case, the forest is almost a dead forest. So that is it. Students that we had kidnapped, but then the other person was somebody that just joined them in the vehicle, and they were driving out of school. They are staying off campus. They are not staying inside the hostel. So they came in for a sporting activity in the evening, and they were driving back to their off-campus home. So the other woman now said they joined the vehicle. So that's the situation. We have many of them, and they are wonderful, because it is even their activities that made us to record the progress we did that day. Though I will not start saying all those ones here for some reason until we are completely done with the work. But I want to commend the forest guard, not just Ojo River Forest Guard, but even the neighboring forest guard in UD, because they are helping. If not for forest guard, even the policemen and the other security agencies wouldn't even know their trackway inside that thick forest. So it was the forest guard that helped us and gave us the track that made us to pursue up.
More than 20 medical and dental students, along with a house officer, have been kidnapped by gunmen in Benue State. The students were traveling to the Federation of Catholic Medical and Dental Students annual convention in Enugu when they were ambushed around the Otukbo area. The Benue State Police Command spokesperson, SP Catherine Anene, who confirmed the abduction of the students believed to be from the University of Maiduguri and the University of Jos, stated that an investigation is underway. No official demand for ransom or conditions for their release have been made as at the time of this report. Kidnapping has become increasingly rampant in Benue and other parts of Nigeria, with the state frequently witnessing abductions that have left communities in fear. Anambra State Commissioner for Youth Development, Patrick Agamba, and his wife have been kidnapped. Sources said an aide of the commissioner, whose name was given as Baji Ofia, an Onitsha's youth and a stalwart of the All Progressive Grand Alliance who was traveling with them was shot dead by the kidnappers. According to reports, they were on their way to Abuja for the wedding of Governor Chukwuma Soludo's daughter taking place on Saturday, August 17th, when they were kidnapped at the Kogi axis of the route. Confirming the incident, the press secretary to Governor Soludo, Christian Aburime, said the government was yet to find out the exact location where the incident happened, as Ubiaja, Edo State, was mentioned as well as Kogi State. Life and Peace Development Organization, a non-governmental organization, has called for effective procurement plans of local government councils to ensure better service delivery. The Executive Director, Life and Peace Development Organization, Franklin Oloniji, made this known in Akure during a two-day workshop to review the status of implementation of developed procurement plans for local governments. Olanuji, who explained that the workshop was supported by Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, said that the training was to teach, help to set up an attendance board, and work with local government areas to set up a procurement plan. According to him, the aim is to ensure that local governments are in control and have a seamless procurement process. In his opening remarks, the Permanent Secretary, Ondo State Local Government Service Commission, Bayo Elawole, urged local governments to follow the procurement plan for efficient and effective use of government resources. According to him, there is the need for us to put a system in place that will expose corrupt practices. Still to come, newly elected executive of the Artisan Association of Nigeria, Ebonyi State, inaugurated. PDP to inaugurate Reconciliation Disciplinary Committee, August 21st. Stay with us. The National Judicial Council, NJC, has constituted 4 probe panels to investigate 27 High Court judges in the country over alleged judicial misconduct. This is contained in a statement issued by the Director of Information for NJC, Soji Oye, in Abuja. Oye said that the remaining 18 petitions were discountenanced for lacking in merit, abandoned, or being subjudiced situation after he was said to have used unquote language into the Chief Justice of Nigeria on the appointment of the President Court of the Customary Court of Appeal, Oyo State. He noted that NGC placed 5 judges on its pre-sanction watch list register for poor performance and will be recommended to the Council for appropriate sanction if they do not improve on their performance. The Bauchi State High Court has constituted 3 petition tribunals and an appeal panel to treat cases on the August 17th Local Government Councils election holding in the 20 local government councils of the state. The Chief Registrar, Bauchi State High Court, Hajia Abubakar, who stated this at a news conference in Bauchi, said the State Chief Judge, Justice Rabiu Omar, has sworn in the chairman and members of the petition tribunals as well as the appeal panel. Abubakar said the action was in tandem with the provision of the Bauchi State Electoral Law 2008, which empowered the Chief Judge to carry out the task. According to Abubakar, the tribunal will commence sitting on August 19, adding that the court would have 3 centers at Bauchi, Ningi, and Azare, and will be headed by Magistrate Garaba Kundak for Bauchi North Senatorial Zone, Magistrate Ismail Adam, Bauchi Central Senatorial Zone, and Magistrate Safiya Salihu, Bauchi South Senatorial, while the appeal panel will be headed by Justice Mohammed Sambo. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, is to inaugurate a reconciliation and disciplinary committee next week to reposition the party to regain its position in the country. National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba said in the statement in Abuja that the 25-member Reconciliation Committee is chaired by Prince Olagunsoye Oyilola, former governor of Osun, while Senator Ibrahim Dankwambo, former governor of Gombe State, is secretary. According to the statement, the 26-man disciplinary committee has Chief Tom Ikimi as chairman and Eyitayo Jegede as secretary. Other members include Malam Ibrahim Shekarau, Chief Olabode George, Margaret Ichin, Dr. Sam Egu, and Alhaji Abubakar Baraje. The newly elected executive of the Artisans Association of Nigeria, Ebonyi State Chapter, has been inaugurated in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi State capital. The 24 members executive was elected on July 13, 2024, under the supervision of the national president of the association, Pastor Friday Nweze.
Speaking at the inauguration ceremony, the Ebonyi State Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Ogu Zofia Nwali, spoke on the role of artisans in the development of any economy. He said that as critical stakeholders and enablers of development, they deserved all the encouragement to grow their businesses.
To make sure that the newly elected president and executive is done well. And what I saw today, I'm so glad. So I also may I use opportunity to appreciate His Excellency, Brother Francis Ogoniawu, who is doing well in Ebonyi State by empowering all Ebonyi artisans. I say thank you so much.
Representatives of the Bank of Industry, National Directorate of Employment and Industrial Training Fund enumerated the training opportunities and facilities available for artisans in the state.
We support them. One of the things I keep saying that the governor loves artisans. The ongoing empowerment of Ebonyans, we gave them 50 slots. And then the previous one we did, including the one that we did earlier, they have always had the slots. And I'm happy that we continue to use that channel too. We also send the message of the governor down to the artisan.
Someone that is into furniture, he needs some machines to get those furnitures made. So with us in the picture, we can assist you to get those equipment that you're looking for, those machines. But it comes as a loan at low interest rate.
So I advise every one of us to look for something to do. That is exactly what we are doing in NDE, job creation. To make sure that everybody, there is something that you are doing, you are not waiting for government alone.
The national president of the association, Pastor Friday Nweze, tasked them to live up to the demands of their position, urging them to improve, innovate, and create an environment that will reposition the state to be economically viable.
We have in mind of upskilling artisans in almost 20 training areas, but it has to be in batches. We have plumbing, we have carpentry, we have welding and fabrication, and solar and all whatnot.
Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nweforo, represented by the Commissioner for Skill Development and Job Creation, Oko Udu, described artisans and small-scale business owners as the backbone of every thriving economy. He assured of the commitment of his administration to provide the enabling environment that will enable them to compete favorably with artisans in Aba and Abia states.
The governor indeed recognizes that artisans is the future of every state. And that is why, if you look at the state at large, you know that the governor has done tremendously well in empowering people to become skillful. That is why, without artisans, even the high rate of unemployment will continue.
The new president of the association, Comrade Francis Wayboyne, said the executive members are ready to take their activities to greater heights, in line with Governor Francis Winfrey's People Charter of Needs mantra.
I want to assure His Excellency and the members of the artisan that in as much as skill is concerned, we are going to build up all the members, both the people who are in school and the people who are out there that are not in school, into skill acquisition.
The high points of the event were the presentation of awards of honor to Governor Winfrey and issuance of certificates to the elected executive.
The ENUGU state government says it has taken necessary measures to ensure improved food production in the state and guarantee food security. The State Commissioner for Agriculture and Agro-Industrialization, Patrick Ubru, gave the assurance when he featured on the breakfast show on Signature TV, Signature Morning. Ubru attributed the high cost of foodstuff and spiraling inflation in the country to the neglect of agriculture and focus on oil money. He advised all Nigerians to have a change of heart and return to the farm as one way of growing the country's economy and ensuring the general well-being of all citizens.
We began to focus on oil and left the real sector, which is agricultural sector. You understand? And come to talk about agriculture. Agriculture is as important as life. And that's what God has blessed Nigeria with. You understand? You rightly noted, we have the best of soils. We have the best of climates. We have the best of vegetation. We have, in terms of landmass, we are richly blessed by God. Yeah, the water bodies, we are blessed by God. So we don't need to lack anything in terms of agriculture. Before 1970, Nigeria is the greatest, producer of agricultural product of various types. Look at the great granite pyramid. Talk about the yam from the Benue and part of ENUGU state, and all products from agriculture. So what we should say, where did we get it wrong? Granted, yes, it's lack of managerial capacity. And government after government tried to bring back the glory of Nigeria in terms of agriculture. But what I'm not talking about, we're talking about government of today. Bring it down to Enugu State, the government of His Excellency, Peter Ndubisemba, and his focus on agriculture, his vision on agriculture, the importance he attached to agriculture, what he has done, what he has achieved within 1 year, and the policies that he put in place, initiatives on board, which is now making wave, you understand, which also have awakened the Enugu people. But we have woken up to doing well. We now have we have leadership in place now to making us do well in terms of agriculture. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Because this government of Peter Ndubisemba is not here to begin to cast blame or begin to look at what others have done wrong. We're looking at what can we do to change the tide? What can we do to go back and surpass where we are supposed to be in terms of agriculture? And our people have come back to farm. Our people are now eager because they trust the government of the day. They now believe that whatever government say they are going to do, they are actually going to do it. And that's what's happening. You understand? You are in ENUGU. You saw what happened last Thursday, on the 8th of August. You saw what happened. It has never happened where the government of the day is spending about 4.6 billion in distribution of farm inputs, machineries, and other social interventions to the people of ENUGU. That's the promise His Excellency made during the campaign, and that's keeping to his word. You understand? And more is yet to come. So if you look at it also, you see that our approach is also systematic. If you go to Ikemuko today, that particular location, criminals, where kidnappers used previously as a domain where they collect ransom, that place has been cleared. That place has been deforested. You understand? That place has been replaced with cultivation of palm oil, oil palm, corn, and cassava.
The Commissioner also advised the federal government to focus adequate attention on the diversification of the economy and providing security to all the nooks and crannies of the country. The Labour Party candidate of Ibweze and Udenu Federal constituency in the House of Representatives, Dennis Abo, says his recent victory at the election tribunal that gave him victory has renewed his hope in democracy. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Signature TV, Abo said he decided to go through the entire legal tussle to claim his mandate, saying that anything less would be tantamount to mortgaging the mandate of the people. He said he does not expect any challenge to his renewed mandate and expressed optimism that any such legal action will be in his favor.
For me, I have found out that if we have to repair our society, it will take some of this work. Okay? For my election to just become a candidate, I went to the court 7 times. I went to the Supreme Court 2 times. I went to the appeal court, this appeal court they are talking about, I went there 2 times. I went to the High Court 3 times. That's how many times and I won all those 7 cases, back to back. Okay, because I will, like I said, I will not take what does not belong to me. But if you want to take what belongs to me, I will fight for it. So if they decide to go on appeal, I'll go and meet them. One thing is true. I will not even go to a family meeting, not to talk of a court, if I lost an election. I won't even complain to a neighbor. I'll walk away. But if I have won an election and there's a threat to take that mandate, I will fight it with everything that I've got, because my people...
Abo, who enumerated the achievements he had recorded during his stay in the Green Chamber between June and November last year, promised to do more following his return to the House. He assured that his representation would transcend political and any other affiliations, as his priority remains to give quality service to his constituents and the entire humanity.
I'm going to represent everybody, and my people know that I represent everybody. Some people say this is a game, and I don't like this kind. I don't like playing the politics in this kind of way. So we want to, clean up our mandate, confirm our mandate, affirm our mandate. But after that, we go to work. Our people know that I work for them. They know that this 1 year they have lost a lot. I was inaugurated into the National Assembly in June last year. And by November, when I left my seat in the National Assembly for all these troubles, I had constructed 2 classroom blocks, started from foundation and finished it. One in Oda, one in Umugbego. Then the other one again, the next community now came and said, okay, we have a dormitory. The students don't live in dormitories again. We want to use that dormitory for an examination hall. So to convert that dormitory, we had to pull it down because it was even descriptive. We pulled it down, reconstructed a brand new examination hall. It was also finished, done with, painted, tiled, sealed, finished. Before that November. Before that November, another community called Umagwedeg, they came, that they have made some community efforts to do rural education for themselves. And I say, how far have you gone? They say, okay, they are just looking for a transformer. I purchased a transformer for them, with which they were able to complete their rural education project in Umagwedeg. The same thing happened at Umadonowo. And so on and so forth. So those 5 projects, the 2 classroom blocks, the 2 electricity projects, and the solar street light project, all of them were completed within 5.
The managing director of Aba Power Electric Company, ENUGU Opiegbe, says the firm is making progress in its efforts to address the electricity challenges in Aba City. Opiegbe, who made the expression in a statement in Aba, said the current power outage in the city was caused by gas shortage and acts of vandalism. He further said that the recent damage on a transmission company of Nigerian facility added to prolong the outage. Opiegbe said that the company was aware of the pain and frustration the recent power situation had caused customers and were sincerely sorry for the inconveniences. The Center for Credible Leadership and Citizens Awareness, CCLCA, says that it would work towards visa restrictions against politicians who compromise the integrity of September 21st Edo governorship election. The Director General of CCLCA, a coalition of civil society organizations, Dr. Gabriel Wambu, said this at a news conference on Friday in Abuja. Wambu is also the convener Civil Society Roundtable on Edo governorship election for INEC accredited observer organizations. Wambu said INEC's commitment to fairness and transparency in the electoral process is a fundamental one. He urged observers and potential voters to resist any attempt by any individual or group of individuals to use them to compromise the integrity of the election. He called on the judiciary to pay special attention to political situation in Edo as it unfolds. The DG called on the network providers to ensure uninterrupted service throughout the duration of the election. Also speaking, Chief Executive Officer Organization of Justice for Equity Sustenance, Bafun Shotunde, urged registered voters to collect their voters' card for designated points. Bafunshaw called on the electorate to turn out en masse to vote because INEC and the security agencies say they are putting everything in order to ensure a peaceful exercise. The Edo State government has completed the recruitment of 5,500 teachers to enhance teaching and learning in the state's basic schools. The Chair Edo Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, Osavize Salami, disclosed this in Benin during a press conference. Salami said the recruitment was part of the strategy to address the teacher shortage in primary and junior secondary schools. According to her, the recruitment process was rigorous, with 19,931 applications received and 16,038 selected for computer-based tests and interviews. Salami said that Governor Obaseki's commitment to education reform, popularly known as EduBest, had positioned the state as a leader in Nigeria with a focus on improving learning outcomes for approximately 400,000 children. She described the recruitment exercise of 5,500 teachers as a significant step towards achieving the goal. The newly recruited teachers, she said, have been deployed to schools across the state based on the observed gap to ensure every child has access to high-quality education. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State has inaugurated 117 units of apartments delivered by Aboyike to local council development area. Speaking at the inauguration, Sanwo-Olu, who commended Dele Oshinowo, the council chairman, for turning liability into asset, said that the state government had created an enabling environment for local governments and private sectors to thrive. Describing the location of the two estates as hitherto den of criminals, Sanwo-Olu said that Oshinowo had keyed into President Bola Tinubu's renewing hope housing solutions across the state. Sanwo-Olu, who expressed his commitment to encouraging and supporting grassroots governance, said that his administration had handed over numerous housing projects across the state. Also speaking, Senator Tokunbo Abiru, representing Lagos East, commended the state governor for giving the LCDA chairman and private sector the necessary support towards actualizing the dream of providing affordable housing for the people at the grassroots. Applauding Oshinowo's ingenuity, creativity, and innovation towards improving lives of the people at the grassroots, Abiru said that other local government chairmen must take a cue from the council boss. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, ECET office, has sealed 4 filling stations and 2 gas stations for non-renewal of licenses and poor housekeeping in the Akwa Ibom state. The coordinator of the authority, Ikechukwu Eseka, who disclosed this to newsmen during a routine surveillance of petrol stations in Uyo, said that the filling stations were released in Uyo, the state capital. He warned marketers against under-dispensing, hoardings, or diverting of petroleum products. Eseka said that the authority was also carrying surveillance for housekeeping to ensure that the facilities were up to standard in the state. Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea have indicated the desire to deepen economic cooperation to advance their common interests. President Bola Tinubu and President Obiang Mbasogo of Equatorial Guinea disclosed this in a statement jointly signed by Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, and his counterpart from that country, Simeon Angio. The two heads of state used the opportunity to explore areas of cooperation and partnership and other spheres related to economic growth, security, and stability in Africa. They expressed their firm will to promote stronger ties to boost economic development and diversification for common interests and mutual benefits. The heads of state applauded the signing of the bilateral agreement on the construction and operation of the Gulf of Guinea pipeline, which will facilitate trade in natural gas between them and global markets. The statement maintained that both delegations committed to holding the 6th Joint Cooperation Commission as soon as possible to facilitate the signing of additional bilateral agreements while monitoring the implementation of agreements already signed. Still up ahead, Bolivians bang pots and pans to protest rising food prices. China congratulates Petongtan Shinawatra on her election as Thailand PM-FM spokesperson. Details and more after the break. Vice President Kamala Harris' economic policy resonates strongly with voters at a rally in North Carolina on Friday as she spoke of her plans to tackle high cost of living in the country. Chanda Branch, a homeowner from Raleigh, praised Harris for addressing the financial challenges families face. Harris outlined proposals to cut taxes for most Americans, ban price gouging by grocers, and build more affordable housing as part of the opportunity economy she plans to pursue if she wins the White House. In her first major economic-focused speech as the Democratic presidential nominee, Harris pledges to introduce a new child tax credit of as much as $6,000 for families with infants, cut taxes for families with kids, and lower prescription drug costs. The vice president calls for the construction of 3 million new housing units over 4 years and a tax incentive for home builders who build homes for first-time buyers.
She absolutely spoke to me as a homeowner. We are looking to upgrade and we're looking to get into a new home, and that's one of the things that's presenting a challenge. Financially, we know that the numbers are not going to work at this point in our life, and that's important to us also as parents. We have a 5-year-old daughter. We want to make sure that she has access to the best schools and to community programming and those kinds of things. And so we really want to be in a position to give her the kind of home, a little more space, a place where we can entertain and invite our friends in our community to spend time with us. All of those things are really important. And we really want to make sure that it makes financial sense before we can do something like that. So she spoke to my heart as a potential homeowner.
She spoke specifically about policies that we asked for: more affordable housing, more affordable groceries, being able to affordably live where we are. In my local level as mayor of Durham, North Carolina, I always talk about affordable living. And people say affordable housing, I know what they're saying. I translate that to affordable living. And today her policies address that specifically. So today she spoke to the people.
Oh my God, it was an amazing speech, because she addressed concerns mainly of the middle class, and the middle class supports all of the classes. She addressed the rising costs of groceries, and she realized what I always thought, that it's not inflation but price gouging. She addressed prescription drugs, gas, all of the things that really matter to working class people, keeps the working poor. She's in tune with the people, and she has a heart for service. She actually cares, and you can see that in her action, in her body language, and it all. She's bringing joy and excitement back to people who are sort of giving up hope.
She has given us the roadmap to economic opportunity. She has a vision You know, leaders have visions. That's what she's showing America, that this is what we need to do. And let's don't leave anybody out. People are struggling, and she knows that. She's been a part of that in her life. And so she is helping us understand the middle class needs to also have those opportunities.
Bolivians took to the streets of La Paz on Friday to express their discontent over rising food prices and persistent fuel and dollar shortages that have disrupted the country's economy. The demonstrators shouted slogans and banged pans and pots in the streets, calling on the government of Luis Arce to find solutions to the Indian country's economic crisis. The shortages have led to long queues at service stations and repeated complaints from transportation companies, exacerbating the public's frustration. Since 2023, dollar transactions in Bolivia have been irregular, causing damage in several sectors. Local banking institutions have imposed restrictions on financial transactions conducted in dollars, leading to the emergence of a so-called black market. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres on Friday called for parties to the conflict in Gaza to provide concrete assurance guaranteeing humanitarian pauses in order for a polio vaccine campaign to be conducted. Guterres, speaking to reporters at the United Nations, appealed for assurances to be provided right away as he warned that preventing and containing the spread of polio in the enclave would take a massive, coordinated and urgent effort.
Gaza is in a humanitarian freefall. Just when it seems the situation could not get worse for Palestinians in Gaza, the suffering grows and the world watches. In recent weeks, the polio virus has been detected in wastewater samples in Khan Yunis and Deir al-Balah. That means the virus is now circulated with hundreds of thousands of children in Gaza at risk. Polio does not care about dividing lines, and polio does not wait. Preventing and containing the spread of polio will take a massive, coordinated, and urgent effort. The United Nations is poised to launch a vital polio vaccine campaign in Gaza for more than 340,000 children under the age of 10.
The Health Ministry declared a polio epidemic in the Palestinian enclave last month, blaming Israel's ongoing military offensive. A senior Western official speaking on the condition of anonymity said that understood there was at least one confirmed case and 2 suspected ones among Palestinians in the enclave, adding that there might not be a single humanitarian pause but multiple shorter ones. Children under 5 are most at risk from the viral disease, and especially infants under 2, since normal vaccination campaigns have been disrupted by 10 months of conflict. Without proper health services, the population of Gaza is particularly vulnerable to outbreaks of disease, public health officials and aid groups say. A Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson said on Friday that China has congratulated Pentagram Shinawatra on her election as the Prime Minister of Thailand. The spokesperson made the remarks when asked to comment on leader of the Pheu Thai party, Pattongtarn Shinawatra, have been elected the 31st Prime Minister of Thailand on the same day. The spokesperson said that China believes the people of Thailand will make new and greater achievements on the development path suited to Thailand national conditions. Noting China and Thailand are close and friendly neighbors, and next year marks the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the bilateral diplomatic ties, the spokesperson said it will bring new historic opportunities for the growth of bilateral relations. China stands ready to work with Thailand to carry forward the traditional friendship, step up strategic communication, deepen practical cooperation, and deliver more progress in building the China-Thailand community with a shared future, the spokesperson said. The parliament vote came 2 days after a court ruled dismissal of then Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin in an ethics violation case. China and Cambodia should stay committed to developing their friendship and following the path of solidarity and win-win cooperation. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi said in Chiang Mai, Thailand. The more complicated the external environment is, the more essential it is for the two countries to manage their own affairs well, said Wang. Also a member of the Political Bureau of the Communist Party of China CPC's Central Committee, in a meeting with Cambodian Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sokchenda Sophia, noting that China always places its relations with Cambodia at a special position in its neighborhood diplomacy. Wang said China is willing to take the implementation of the new action plan for building a China-Cambodia community with a shared future as an opportunity to intensify high-level changes, deepen practical cooperation, consolidate security cooperation, and strengthen people-to-people and cultural exchanges, so as to push for high-quality development of their comprehensive strategic cooperation and bring more benefits to the two peoples. The law enforcement and security authorities of China and Cambodia have jointly cracked down on cross-border crimes and achieved good results, Wang said, urging both sides to continue to step up efforts to thoroughly eradicate the breeding ground for gambling and fraudulent forces. Chenda Sophia said Cambodian King Norodom Sihamoni is currently visiting northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, expressing appreciation for China's thoughtful arrangement. And that's the global news today for 12 noon. I'm still Chomalina Jean. Do stay with us.
Welcome to Entertainment Show on Signature TV. And I'm your baby girl, Queenette Wokoda. Thank God it's Friday. It's Friday and it's the beginning of the weekend. I'm going to advise you. Make sure you have as much fun as you should. Go for those parties, go for those events, go for the hangouts. Don't suck on your bed, babies. All right, we have interesting stories and gist for you today. First, the family of the late gospel singer Aduke Ajayi, popularly known as Aduke Gold, has finally revealed her cause of death. Aduke Gold died at the University College Hospital UCH, Ibadan on Monday, August 12, 2024. Her unexpected death triggered diverse responses on social media as fans and her colleagues in the industry continue to grieve. A few hours after her death, a viral report claimed that Aduke Gold died while undergoing fibroid surgery. However, reacting to the controversies generated by the singer's shocking death, her brother, Pastor Ajayi Aderugbo, refuted the reports and warned that people should verify information before spreading rumors. Speaking in a now trending video on social media, Pastor Ajayi stated that Aduke died of cervical cancer, according to the death certificates from the hospital. May her soul rest in perfect peace. I mean, we've lost one gospel singer in the music industry. All right, Jack died on Thursday, surrounded by his family, including wife Heta Ann and son Matthew Huko, plus his cousin and some friends, according to his band. Russell family spokesperson KL Doty tells TMZ that Jack died as a result of Lewy body dementia and multiple system atrophy. Jack announced his diagnosis last month when he retired from touring, and both conditions affect most skills. Jack's band is remembering him for his sense of humor, exceptional zest for life, and unshakable contribution to rock and roll, where his legacy will forever thrive. Jack sang for Great White from 1981 until 1996, when he tried his hand on a solo career after his first solo album came out. He went back to Great White until 2001, when the band broke up. From there, Jack changed the band's name to Jack Russell's Great White. The band involved the 2003 Rhode Island nightclub fire that killed 100 people. Let's see his video.
Change your mind, and if you stay the night, hold me tight. We can make the wrong seem right. So come on now, rock me, roll me through the night. Rock me, roll me through the night. Rock me, roll me through the night. Body love tonight.
know you'll say there's so many bad news in my stories today, but then again, may his perfect soul rest in perfect peace. So finally, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has once again gone viral, but this time for doing something truly sweet for his wife, Priscilla Chan. Zuckerberg, expressing his admiration for his wife, has set up a giant statue of her in his garden in accordance with Roman tradition. In the photo, Zuckerberg's 39-year-old wife, Chan, stood beside her massive turquoise statue. Romans had the tradition of making sculptures of women, especially of wives. This tradition was based on the Roman idea of pater, which underlined duty, loyalty, and devotion to family, the gods, and the state as per the Roman Empire times. The timeline further said that the sculpture represented the woman's embodiment of these features as she publicly showed her moral integrity, fertility, and loyalty to her husband and family. Honestly, since the beginning of this year, singles never rest. We have not breathed. Mark Zuckerberg made a statue for his wife according to the Roman traditions. I mean, that's so sweet. It portrays her loyalty and fertility and all the rest of them. All the men should actually look to this kind of thing and do it for their wife, you know. All right, that's all for the news this segment and this hour. We're going on a short break and we'll be reviewing our guests to you, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. You're watching Entertainment Show on Signature TV. We have a wonderful guest. He has a lot on his table. He's a music producer, he's a songwriter, and a show promoter. His name is Confidential. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
So, you know, I'm actually interested in, can you walk us through the typical process of producing a music?
First of all, I always say music is a process. It's like a lifestyle. You get me? You need to be in love with it to really do it. It's not something. Some people tell you that music is spiritual.
Okay.
You understand? It is really spiritual. So, basically music production is you get your producer, you record, you mix, you master, you sound, you balance the sound. It's called sound engineering. You remaster again. Then you try to test it on, like as a producer, before you give your song to, what do they call it, your clients, it should be test-run.
Okay.
You get what do they call it, reviews from your fellow producers or fellow music, what do they call it?
Artists.
Yes.
Or songwriters.
Yes.
So like you send it to them to like check this thing out, and what do you think it was?
I just felt like I grew in production.
Okay.
Because I remember when only me they do everything. Like because I feel I can mix, I can master, I can balance, Then I started going deep into music and seeing that for me to actually get the quality I want, it's not really a one-man job. Before I use FX Studio, I'll produce beat, I'll do some things. It sounds well, but getting deep and deep and deep, I saw that I don't really, you can't do everything.
You can't do everything on your own.
Like I started watching how the Western people do music. 15 producers on one song.
What?
Yes, check it now. You see 15 producers, you see
on one song, or like an album or something.
One song.
Oh my goodness.
Check, like it's facts, check. Production,
serious?
you see Travis, you see like you see. So I started it, I was like, okay, I know this guy is good in sound balancing, I know this guy is good, I know, and the truth is, in the ENUGU market, I always use it. I've worked with a lot of producers. I know a producer that can give me an excellent beat, but he's not good in mixing.
Okay.
But he can give me, like, I know someone that can mix, but he's not good in this and this and this. So it's networking. I meet you, I say, okay, do this for me, let's do this, just a team. And at the end, you're getting a beautiful work. You're asking yourself whether it was really produced with this equipment we have.
Yeah.
So that's just it.
So like, you know, these music artists, they have managers. You know, I had a conversation with somebody and he was like, most times working with these managers, they don't give you what you want. They don't motivate you. They don't give you the energy and vibe. All right. So I want to ask now, as a music producer, apart from working with the music artists, do you people also work with the managers?
See, let me be honest with you. Recently, I just feel like every day I'm doing this music. Every day I'm like, because this is, I always say this is my lifestyle. I'm not rushing. It's what I will do till I die. You get my point? So I have every day to do it. And because I'm really doing it every day, I just feel like I'm still in a very, very shallow state, because what I thought I figured out last time, at a go, I'll see that maybe, hey, I don't really even know this. So I'm seeing growth, because once I'm learning. So things I've seen in this music now, music does not have pattern.
Okay. But you can work with the music artist manager.
there are some people that will want to record.
Yeah.
That the first call you hear is from the manager. How far this so person wants to record.
Yeah.
This is. Are we coming to the studio or are you coming? Or like you see that these people now are working on a professional level.
Yes.
You get my point. Before you get to the venue or before you see that everything time, they will say you see how the work will go. Then there are some people now. You go get wahala, you go like, but that's it. That's the beauty of being a producer, working with everybody, and it's like you don't have access to this, you don't have access to this, you don't have access. So you will not say because this is how this person is working, I'll come and try to work that same way with you. I need to understand who I'm working with.
Okay. So like, is it possible because you're the producer and you're into sound engineering too? Is it possible for that music manager, that musician's manager, to say, oh bro, this particular sound logo work or that kind of thing?
So, you know, if you talk about music executives, let me use label.
Okay.
I'm a label owner too. So, label. If there is a settings in label, there are some label that you have 3 managers.
Okay.
Doing different things. Some have 2.
Yeah.
Some you have a manager. Some you have a PA. Now, you have executives working. You have a team working with you. You understand? Now, it's deeper than that. Sometimes your manager does not have a say. You understand?
Really?
It's like depending on the project.
Okay.
I'm trying to talk from a professional aspect,
Okay.
especially in labels.
Yeah.
Now, the manager, what the manager does, like, manager is the person that speaks for this artist and his representation. Okay, that's why sometimes you can have 2 managers. They have manager for logistics and this and this. So everything I'm taking for you now, Queen, as an artist, I'm taking care of your logistics. I want everything. Then I have someone that is looking for shows for me, looking for opportunity. And sometimes I can have someone that is, you get my point?
Yeah.
So it depends. Maybe if my manager is my boss, he can say, you're not dropping this. But that decision is not always from the managers. It's from the team. It's from the, like, the what do they call it, distribution team. It's from, like, because it's a label family.
Yeah.
When the executives, they will say, we don't like this project, we don't do this, we don't do this. So apart from it, if your manager is bigger than, like, has all they say, that means you're directly working for him.
Yeah.
You understand?
So like, those producers have like a community, or let's say a forum where you say, this is a meeting for producers, this is a meeting for songwriters, this is a meeting for sound engineers, and they have welfare for them, because you know most times is the artist that they're seeing, all right? They don't know the back work that has been done. So is there a community or even a group chat or anything that they will say, oh, this is a forum for producers? Are they even recognized? That's another thing.
See, you know, I'll go back. Let me say this. This entertainment, I did not really start as a music producer. You get me? I was shooting with a comedian they call Dave Wink. I shot with Dave Wink. I shot with Ezon. So I was like an extra. You understand? So now, talking about community, I've worked with. I was also into movie. Like, I also acted. I've acted movies.
Really?
Yes, and I'm a videographer too. So I don't shoot Nigeria like Nollywood.
Okay.
So I've seen a lot of things. Like, and I'm still saying, the truth is, when you come to music, it's different in this entertainment game.
Fact.
You know why? An artist mentality, it's somehow, I don't know whether it's the culture or how we see ourselves. Where comedians are doing things, there's always a community. You understand? Like, it's natural. You don't need to force it. When some actors or like there's a community, there's always a union.
Yeah.
You understand? And But you see, when it comes to music, artists, producers, and everything, it's like basically you know 1 or 2, 3 people that you guys are working together. But I can't really say, okay, let me pinpoint in ENUGU. I can't really say we have a forum.
Okay.
But we interact, we hang, sometimes you work with this person, but we don't really have a forum or a community. And it's like that because of how, music, to do the normal blog, the normal community, the normal sponsored art on a level. And you see now, a blogger is charging you 500K. A local blogger, I'm not even saying a local blogger. Now, as an artist, you get things where you go see. First of all, a normal artist, they do you big boy. Like a normal artist. Now, some people go carry label whine you. Then you're seeing things. Anytime you get to any level you get, they start feeling like, so it's sad. And most of us in this industry, you'll be laughing with, I can be laughing with you, but it's not from my heart. You get my point? So I can't really talk about the thing like happening as an association.
And it's challenging.
Like this thing I'm telling you is universal. In music now, that's why you should, like, I always advise myself and people.
Okay.
Just know what you want. You can't be friends with everybody. It's not possible.
Okay.
Don't try to please everybody. Just that best of best, those people that are your people, those people you can connect with and work with them, do your thing. Grow.
So can you describe the current landscape of music promotion in Nigeria? Because
As a whole?
Yes, as a whole.
I always like speaking from experience. I'm not a speculator.
Okay.
You understand? So I will tell you that since I'm playing from this, and this is what I've observed. Nigeria as a market, thank God that the music, like, we are now on a global stage.
Yeah.
The way has been paved. And right now, thank God for social media. If I do what I need to do right, I can blow or I can sell from any part easily to any part of the world. You get me? So talking about music, it got easier than before. Music has, like, this is the easiest era of music marketing. You understand?
That's a plus for us, though.
Yeah, it's a plus. So a lot of artists these days now, they don't, like, you see an artist, this guy came out without a label. You get my point? So Nigeria as a market, we still have a lot to do. The only people really selling right now are the people on the international scale. Now, everybody in the local market is struggling. I'm just telling you from observation. You get my point? And music gets expensive as the day goes by. Do you know, to Davido, music is still expensive? You get my point? So at every level you get, you see that it's getting more expensive. And if I'm in this game, I should keep up. So music in Nigeria right now, playing in the local stage, is saturated. Timaya dropped an album, Jerick dropped an album. These people, but many people, like, you don't know, say this person don't drop album. This guy is an OG. You don't know. You're banging this, the band's dropped. Everybody dropped.
That's true.
Now you're listening to Asake. So right here, if it's not the international influence, it's sad. But no, everybody will tell you it's going well. We are making shows, we are making money. It's a lie. There's struggle. There's a big struggle here.
Okay, so what's the key platform for effective music production? Is it the TV, social media, or radio?
I always say this, music don't have pattern. It has principles. It has some things you need to do. There's a book you need to follow sometimes. Don't lie. But the truth is, with how the world is going, without technology, without the exposure, with the access we have in our hands.
But which one do you think, actually? Is it social media, TV, or radio that makes this music industry, like, for them to go global? Is it the TV, the radio, or social media? Because, you know, most of these upcoming artists, their music trend from TikTok, right? It's from TikTok that you will be like, oh, this song don't come out, so make I go check for Audio Man or Apple Music. Do you understand me? And most times, radios still review this, TV still play their music video, or even tell you that, oh, this person has dropped, all right? But like, which one in particular is more effective for musicians?
Let me tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Right now, everybody doing anything you're doing on the digital market, like on like social media or this digital era, the fastest way to sell out or get an audience fast is from social media. You don't know what will make you viral. You get my point?
Why do you say social media though?
Do you know it's the easiest now?
Because of
Do you
TikTok,
know
right?
do you know if we draw a percent of TV users
Okay.
right now is going down.
Facts, that's true.
You get my point?
Yeah.
Now, you have access to every information you have.
Through your phone.
And every youth that is actively using a mobile phone is actively on a social platform. Be it business, be it entertainment, be it wasting of time, be it anything. You get my point? So it's like, you asked me a question so that I won't run far. You
So
said
which one is
the
more efficient?
like efficient.
Yes.
Now, I can have a viral moment through TikTok. This one will go now because of TikTok or because
Even
of
Snapchat too.
yes, anywhere. I like anywhere. There's a guy that blew on Instagram. One Coyote once that time.
Yeah.
He blew on Instagram. Now, I can have a viral movement, but there's what they call music business, like music commercial. They have people they call commercial artists. I can go viral. I can use like there's how I'll position myself. There's how I'll position my team, and I will go viral. And okay, this is. Time comes, you fade away.
Yeah.
But there's what they call commercial. These people are commercial artists. They know that I'm using social media
Okay.
because social media is needed.
Yeah.
Then they know now that I'm using TV. It can't be more official than being on TV. You get my point? Because this is a market.
Okay.
Now, because I'm marketing, because I'm a commercial artist, I'm still playing by the rules of entertainment, which is the TV shows, the like anything broadcast, anything that is officially a broadcast.
Yeah.
You understand? So as a tool, any person in music that like, and another thing, music goes now with trend.
You know I was coming to that, but no problem, continue.
It's an evolution.
Yes.
You understand? That's what I'm trying to tell you. It does not have a pattern right now, but there's what we call commercial artists. Commercial artists. You're branded, you're commercial. Like, it's not like I'm not looking for a viral moment.
Yeah, but don't you think sometimes you have to just follow the trend?
Do you know how many songs you have heard that trended that you have not heard about the person again? And maybe one day you go and check this person's page, you see that this person is really working. Like after the viral moment, he's still working.
So what do you think the person
Music business is different. That's what they are trying to tell you.
Okay.
Like they have music business. They have music. Like anybody can do music. Anybody can go far. But there's what they call music business. If I really want to do music now,
yeah,
I will go commercial. That's where you build team. That's where you network. That's where you use all the tools you can use. If they say now that there's another platform that came out, I will easily connect myself there.
But that's where finance comes in, right? Because you have to pay for it.
Step by step. That's why you need a team. You get me?
So you will have a music business manager. Oh, what? Because going into music, I think it has a lot in it, honestly, and promotion and the rest. I don't blame these upcoming artists that don't even go global most times. All
See,
right.
Me now, what I've seen in music now, I just say the piece of truth I know.
Okay.
You get me? Music as a commodity this is the best era it has ever happened in. But being a professional music artist that wants to play the game, that wants to play the game of longevity, sustainability, and like you're selling, you want to be Drake, you want to be Wizkid, you want to be...
Without chasing clouds.
Coming to that other aspect, we have musicians that their sell point is chasing clouds. I told you there's no pattern.
Now what?
My management is fucking different. Sorry. My management is different from this person's management.
Yeah.
My management, my publicist, my media, my social media handlers, like that's why it's called branding. I may be now, it's clouds that I'm using to sell, and I'm selling to my team. This is what is bringing the money. That's why if we revolve to where the Western world, especially America, gets, you see that these people now are not selling you because you're talented.
Okay.
They are selling you because we are selling a music business. She's fine. This is it. We are selling you for this. We are selling you for this. So music does not have a pattern. The only time you need to play real music business is when you want to go commercial, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
So you've mentioned a lot, and you said there's a lot of pattern. But
Different
to you,
pattern.
different pattern, right?
If you
But
say
to
vibes.
you, which pattern and strategy is more effective? Because let's assume you want to talk to someone that wants to venture into music now, all right? Which pattern would you tell him that would promote his music? Like, what exactly would you tell this particular person that would promote his music and make him go famous?
You get me? Now let me tell you now. If I'm to advise you now, you come to me and ask me, do you know what I do these days? You get me? I listen to people.
Okay.
When you listen to people, you know where this person
It's good at
or where you can advise.
the person.
That's it. We are humans.
Okay.
If you understand this concept of we don't generalize things, like things are not generalized anymore, you get the point.
People have different mindsets.
Yeah. The truth is, we have principles. In any level you're doing, in any type of pattern you come out from, there's a point or there is a stage where you know that there are music principles, or there is principle in media, principle in anything you're doing that you need to adhere to. But basically, if I'm to advise somebody, and thank God I'm a producer, I always say this, like I'm happy I'm more of a producer than an artist, because it gets you, when you're a producer, that's when you see music, you see people for who they are, you see people like you see these artists for who they are, because of you're the one handling their product, this music. So I've met people, I've seen people, I've spoken to people, I've experienced people, and you see that we are products of our environment and what we believe in and the cause we want to fight for. You get for? And me now, I can't advise you and tell you, because you're doing music, because you're doing this, let's play this game. I like playing authenticity.
The professional aspect of it.
Yes, like apart from the professional aspect, let's sell what you believe in.
But the person came to you for an advice.
That's why I need to listen to you. What do you really want in music?
Okay.
How do you want, like, you know what you want, the fans you want, like, then it's from there that we will know. It's simple. I can start chasing cloud, isap.
But you know, clouds can actually defame the person too. Easy, but it's true.
That's what I'm telling you now. Some people that got everything 100%, still at a time, it still went down.
True.
I'm telling you, professional, so you get my point.
Yeah.
So it's your willpower. It's your willpower. Music is hard.
Ouch.
Music is very hard. True talk. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I'm trying to tell you from the reality I'm playing from. You understand? Music, it does not have pattern, but there are principles of music we have to follow. So if I'm to advise you, I have to listen to you.
First of all. So how do financial constraints affect the ability of this music promotion?
The truth is, I said this on a podcast one time, that now we see that we have Nigerians have gotten to the point of us being so distributors in music right now. Now, basically, some people don't even use what we used before in distributing music. Now we have tech boys, we have people that can come together. I'm telling you, Nigerians that when they do something like outside there now, they are booking you.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
You get my point. Normal boys from the streets that learned itself from online. Now, thank God for social media. Everything is accessible. Now, thank God.
Say it now. Go ahead.
Distribution. Now we have people. You hear this guy. What do they call him? This one that is doing for Charlie Poppy. What's that his name? Before I forget. But we have many distribution companies now, and we are doing well. But I always try to see the truth out of it. We are getting advanced. I talked to some people in ENUGU. Once I told them, let's bring the culture of, since things are very simple. We are talking about finance, right? It's very easy to make money from music now if you have the right community. That's why some people have blown, their breakthrough came without label. People like Omale, okay, look at Jerick for instance now. Jerick now was he was in partnership with people for a long time, doing his things. He got to where he got to. You get my point? Now, at a point, we see it as making money in music is very hard. They always tell you this.
That's the way it seems now.
It's just what the labels are playing at.
Okay.
Get my point? So now, the financial aspect. That's why you need to know your community.
Yeah.
I always tell people, stay true to your community. If I have my community, I can come out tomorrow and say, I want to drop this project.
All right.
I want my community. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Confidential. You said a whole lot in this movie, promotion and the rest of them. And I hope they're hearing you, because the part that is actually hurting me is where you said music is hard. That part broke my heart, honestly. But thank you so much for joining us today. Would love to have more of you. All right. So we'll go on a short break and we'll be reviewing recommended movies for you. So stay tuned. Welcome back, and you're still watching Entertainment Show on Signature TV. I have interesting movies to recommend to you this weekend. And the first movie today is Beverly Hills Cop. So in this movie, Axel Foley returns to Beverly Hills after his daughter is threatened for a family reunion that includes old pals John Taggart and Billy Rosewood to uncover a conspiracy. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Good morning, everybody. It's another beautiful day here in Beverly Hills.
What the hell was that?
Let me guess. Foley.
Did you say Foley? Foley! You stole a helicopter!
I didn't realize that you couldn't really fly a helicopter. Otherwise, I would have came up with a different idea.
I told you it was a bad idea!
He shot my rotor off! Shit!
You know, this is very embarrassing.
You know, part of me rather get locked up than get put in this little Fisher-Price-looking squad car.
Y'all are the Lego cops.
Jane, hey, this is your father. Before you hang up, I'm in town. I've been arrested. And hello? You sure y'all paying y'all's bills? Because this phone don't work.
This isn't my first time in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I saw that. 84, 87, and then 94. But this place has changed a bit.
What brings you back to 90210? I got a call from Billy.
He's in trouble now.
What do you want from me?
I want you to be a cop again.
You gotta do something.
Axel, if you damage any city property... You're in a snowplow?
Yeah, we in a damn snowplow. What's the problem? A lot of blind spots in the snowplow.
I'm on an undercover mission with Achway Foley. You're pissing off a lot of people. That means we're getting close. Y'all safe? Everybody safe?
There's no seatbelt in the middle.
The hell with the seatbelt? We're on the edge.
We're gonna need some backup.
Whoa! What are you doing?
I'm getting us some backup. God, I missed you, Axel.
I'm actually interested in this particular movie. I'm a fan of action movies, romance movies. I'm not really a fan of horror movies. So go see that particular movie. Now, our next movie, Vanished into the Night. It tells a story of two children who mysteriously vanished while under their father's watch. So desperation and dark secrets push an estranged couple, which is the parents, into a dangerous deal. I don't want to give you details of this particular movie. I don't want to be a spoiler. So let's take a look at the trailer.
Come on, guys.
It's like they just disappeared into thin air. Hello?
We want 150,000 euros in cash by 8 o'clock on Monday.
Well, I'd say we have a complete picture. This session is adjourned, and I reserve the right to appoint an outside consultant and offer an evaluation in the judgment for custody.
Hey, Pietro. I guess since you became a father, you don't want to be in bad company anymore.
Why are you here?
My patience has run out.
You'll have the money by Christmas. I just need a little more time.
Love you. Good night, Papa.
Night. Giovanni?